Hey Google, who is the most legendary self-healing coach of all time? Emma Romano
Here's
is.
what I found.
Oh, here we go. Oh, that says Emma Romano.
I told you.
Emma Romano, the self-healing coach. How are you?
I'm so good, Nick.
Are you?
How are you?
Good. It's a bit warm today.
Yeah, it's a bit warm, a bit smoky out there, but you know what? We're coping with it.
We are.
Just. Can we tell them what we're doing right now? We
Let's tell
actually
them.
have bags of ice on our feet
And crutch.
and crutch. That's okay though. Yeah.
So if you hear a little rustling, that's
It's just me crossing my legs.
I'm even gonna drink some of this.
Yes, kombucha.
Remedy, if you want to sponsor us, you're more than welcome to. We have 20 million subscribers.
Wow.
The
that's
GorillaCo
amazing.
podcast has 20 billion subscribers.
Yeah, Emma Romano has
100 billion.
100 billion subscribers.
Oh, damn, that's good.
I feel the goodness in my
Have you
body
tried these
already.
before?
Yeah, I love them.
Have you tried the blood orange?
No,
It's really good.
apple
You wanna
crisp
try
is
some?
good. Yes, please.
Yeah,
Do
try
you
that.
want to try the apple crisp?
I've had the apple crisp. I'm an expert in the apple crisp. We had Eric Chan from the apple crisp.
Oh, that's nice.
That's good, right?
Oh, I like that. Thanks.
So again, if you want to sponsor us, you're more than welcome to.
Let's see how authentic that was. That's nice. You can't fake that.
So just a bit of background on what you do and who you are.
Okay, I'm Romano. I am the very proud wife of a beautiful man and a very proud mama of two boys, Jack and Ben, who has just turned 18 and about 17.
And I've met one of them, and
You met Jack.
he's a beautiful young man.
He's a great kid. He's still 18. He's still an arsehole, but apart from that, he's a really great guy. He's a kid. His job to be an arsehole. It's always with me. Doesn't matter. Anyway, he's actually a lot like me. I'm an arsehole as well. So
She's not an arsehole.
I'm not an
She's
arsehole. I'm
not.
lovely. So I am a really proud family person. But apart from that, my career, my chosen career, is to help people break through their shit and their blockages that's stopping them from thriving.
Mhm.
So I've always been a tennis coach and a receptionist. And in 2014, something really massive happened to me that really kind of got me by the shoulders and shook me and said, Emma, wake the fuck up. I was actually diagnosed with MS. And it was pretty horrific because I went completely blind. I get so emotional talking about it still, but I love it. That's a good thing. So
And these are, I remember last, so
yeah,
we first encountered each other when we recorded your
timeline reset.
program.
Protocol. Yeah.
Yeah, and it got me emotional too. When
Yeah, it did. Thank you for that. And I think it does most people because when you have such a high value around family and then you find that you can't mother, because I went blind in my left eye completely, and then I was literally given 6 months to be in a wheelchair. So I went completely numb in my body, sort of my right side, my face, my chest, under my feet, my hands. I had, it's kind of weird to explain. I had strength. I could hold things, but I couldn't feel them.
Okay.
So if it wasn't so my left eye was blind, completely blind. So if I had, say, my left hand, it wasn't in my peripheral of my right hand, I would forget it was there and I would drop it. And I was,
that's
yeah,
strange, right?
so lots of things went drop. Well, I would drop like cups, dinners, all kinds of things. And there was one incident where I dropped probably one of the most precious things to me, and that was my 18-month-old niece. There was two things that really made me move my ass and start looking at why my body had chosen a disease for me to heal. And one of them was I dropped my niece. Thank God my husband's a footy player and he just caught her. But
Wow.
yeah, it was actually on a concrete step. So she just literally went through my hands. I just didn't feel her.
Mhm.
And I think she was passed to me very quick. I don't know what my body was doing, but she just fell. And he, thank God, caught her. And her head was literally inches from a concrete step.
Wow.
So she would have been really hurt from that. And I think another really big turning point for me, it happened like a day or two beforehand. This is back in 2014. My son, Ben, he's such a beautiful soul. And he put his hand on my leg and goes, Mummy, I actually love it when you're sick. And I couldn't believe that. I was like, what the fuck? And he's gone, you're still. All I ever wanted in my life was to have a family. And I realized at that moment, I had the family, I had the most beautiful family, but I was never present for it. I couldn't keep still because I had no self-worth. And I learned that from my mum, and I learned that from my grandmother, and I learned that from my great-grandmother, and so it goes on. And I was trying to tell my boys how amazing they were, but yet I was telling them 50% of them wasn't.
Yeah.
Because that's me. They're 50% of me and 50% of their father. So I was lying to them. So I really do thank universe, God, whoever, myself, for giving me the MS. Because I unfortunately had to come from tragedy. I came from tragedy that I went, hang on, there's got to be something bigger than this. There's got to be healing out of this. Because when you're hurting and you're broken inside, you do two things. One, you do nothing. Or two, you try and fix everybody else. And I was in such control mode that I was so busy, I literally didn't have 5 seconds to fart.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because I had my worth was from helping everybody else. So I was, it was the primary schools, young people's kids, the freaking guinea pigs were better than me, the dog, the cat, the bird, everything went before me.
Yeah.
And when you're running on adrenaline and self-loathing and pretending to be okay, that shit's exhausting. So no wonder I got MS, which gave me massive chronic fatigue, which gave me massive depression, massive anxiety, massive everything that you don't want. But it was literally my soul going, if you don't listen to yourself, you're going to be in a wheelchair. And to be honest, I'm really vain, and I didn't want to be in a wheelchair and my beautiful, gorgeous husband wiping my ass, at the age of freaking 44. I didn't want that. To be honest, I would rather have been dead.
Yeah.
So what got me on the journey is I just knew there was better. I just didn't know how. And the medication I was on, medication really works for some people. Unfortunately, it didn't work for my body. It was almost like a poison, and I was getting worse and worse and worse.
Well, what did they put you on?
I can't remember the name. It's called G. It starts with G. Galinium, something like that. And it was 2 tablets, one in the morning, one in the evening. And I was on heavy, heavy steroids. Like I had to go in every day because I've got optic neuritis in my left eye. That was the blindness. And heavy, heavy steroids. And I'd have to go into hospital every day and, get them done intravenously for 3 hours. And I wanted to kill everybody, and then I wanted to cry, and it just really messed with me. And then you got to wean off them, and it's just it went for months, and it just messed me up. I was drinking very heavily, sneaking cigarettes, eating crap, really massive self-sabotage, anything for me just to not feel.
Yeah.
And then it was pretty amazing. I was so scared to feel that I became numb.
Wow.
Physically as well as emotionally. And then I just went on this massive journey to heal myself. And, when you're told that you're going to be in a wheelchair in 6 months, you can choose. Do I believe it? Or do I believe that I have the innate ability to heal myself? And I chose myself for the first time. And that was a great learning. But I'm telling you now, you cannot heal if you're holding anger, sadness, hurt, pain, fear, guilt, shame. I mean, shame, it was like home to me. I did everything, that I would wake up feeling ashamed. I would go to bed feeling ashamed, that I wasn't good enough. I wasn't this. But when you release that in your body, it just leaves so much space to heal and to see who you really are as a person. And then you've got to get rid of all those belief systems that aren't even yours. Do you know they're the churches, they're your schools, they're the TVs, they're your mums, your aunties, your uncles, your grandparents. When you can clear space like that and really do it with the conscious mind, the unconscious mind, at an energy and at a soul level, that's where you're going to do your healing. And that's what I do now. So there's my background.
Wow.
That's a long ass freaking
Wow, that was
conversation.
That was the best. That was the best thing we've ever heard.
Thank you. So now I just want to go out there and let people stop freaking surviving.
And thriving.
Start thriving, because you're not here to survive.
Mhm.
You're here to thrive.
Mhm.
But you've got to pull the crap out that's not working for you. And you've got to recognize, you've got to see it. And that's why I get to travel the world, see clients all over the world, because I created an amazing process.
So one of the things about what you do is, all of it's pretty amazing, but it's that we don't learn these things in school. We don't learn these things. Our parents hardly knew. Most of my ethnic parents, most of my ethnic friends, they came from war. They didn't have time to do all this stuff, and we don't learn this stuff, which sucks.
In fact, we're actually told to be scared of this.
Mm.
Because, and we're told to, go the normal way. Just talk about your problems. Talk about your problems. I can tell you now, you can talk about your problem till you're blue in the face. There is no solution in the problem. There's none. It's just a problem, and you get what you focus on. So I'm on a massive mission. I'm on a massive mission just to let people know there's something different. Are you brave enough to do something a little bit different and think outside of that box? Because what we're all doing, the norm, is not really working for 99% of us. It's working for some, it's great. And if it's working for you, let it go. Stay with it. But is there another thing that you could learn? And I really believe it can be fast-tracked. You don't need 20 years and then you can drop something. Depression and anxiety is a symptom of the core problem.
Mm.
When we look at the core problem, if you sit there and go, I love the shit out of myself. People who love the shit out of themselves, they don't have depression and anxiety. They don't have dis-ease in the body. They're not freaking out. They're not socially awkward. They just go, I love me. This is who I am. And you go off and you freaking live this amazing life and this purpose to help other people. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Thanks.
And so we did that video that we recorded, and part of it was that you actually did a live session.
Yeah, we had an amazing guy, Dave.
Yeah, he was such a nice guy.
It was incredible, wasn't he? So Dave was an incredible guy. He came in. He had been a heroin addict for 20 years. Actually, I think longer. He started when he was 12 and he's now 40. And
Started when he was 12.
12.
Shit.
Huge. Oh my goodness. Massive story. Beautiful man. And he came in and he has just turned his life around. And you know what I love about this? Your all-knowing comes from you.
Mm.
Like, if you came to me for a problem, who the hell am I to tell you what you should be doing? I don't have your background. I don't have your belief system.
Yeah.
I don't know what you should do. I've got enough shit bloody going on in my own house. I have my own problems. So for you to release all the problem, all the pain and the emotion limiting beliefs, you are all-knowing. You know what's best for you already. And that's what's different. It's very empowering when you can make that decision yourself.
Yeah, I was just gonna say it. So it's the empowerment comes from you taking control of the shit that's going on.
100%.
With a little guidance.
Yes, and that's all I've got to do is ask you the right questions. That's it, and let you know that it's safe to let it go. That's all it is, because that's why I call myself a self-healing coach. I'm not a healer. Everybody is their own healer.
Yeah, you're the vehicle.
I'm the vehicle. I'm the one kicking your ass sometimes, you know? Sometimes I might swear at you, but that's okay.
And I like
but in a loving way.
Yeah. Well, I really liked what you did that day.
Thank you.
To that guy. It was really
yeah.
And I like the accountability stuff as well.
It's really important. You have to do any kind of work you do on yourself. This is a top tip for everyone. You must do a massive immediate action. because we have this thing in the brain called the caudate nucleus, and it's literally our filing system. So if you can sit there and say affirmations, go, I'm fucking amazing. If you don't action it, your unconscious mind will look for that filing card and go, nope.
You're not fucking amazing.
No,
you're not.
That's just a word, and you just throw it back out. So you can say it till the cows come home. That's why affirmations only work if you action it. So even if what I say to most of my clients is, if they'll go, I've gone from hating myself to, I feel I love myself, but it doesn't feel right. And I always say, what about if you start practicing? Because I couldn't do that. I couldn't sit there going, I hate myself, to, I love myself. That was bullshit. That's a lie. I had to learn how. Because I didn't know how to. People would say to me all the time, oh, you'll be fine once you love yourself. You'll be fine once you get your self-worth. And I'd be paying this money to this person, this money to that. And I'm like, okay, great. Well, how do I do it? Because I've never seen it.
Yeah.
My mum wasn't doing it. My grandmother wasn't doing it. My aunt wasn't doing it. So what do you do to give yourself self-love? What do you do to start going, you deserve? You know, what is it? And it could be anything. It could be, I'm going to go to a movie on myself or buy myself a coffee. That's action. So now there's a reference point and they're going, do you remember that time you bought yourself a coffee?
So that's the...
Remember you took yourself to movies? Yeah, you do. You're practicing it. Make sense?
That's cool.
It's actually a lot easier.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like it because you have something for it to stick to. Instead
you
of
have
it just
to
being
have
a
filing
thought.
system.
So it's not a thought that's floating around.
That's right.
It's attached to a certain action.
100%. Because whatever you tell your brain, it will prove you right. So whatever your belief systems are, they'll prove you right. Your unconscious mind will prove you right. So if you sit there and go, I'm really dumb, you'll deliberately not be able to spell right. You'll deliberately say stupid stuff because you're going to prove yourself right. It's like me. I have this massive belief system. Get parents sometimes, or even lovers, and they'll say, all women are crazy. They will deliberately sabotage or find a crazy woman to prove themselves right.
Yeah. Or find something in that woman.
Yep. That woman could be 5 minutes late from something, and then that guy
She's always late. Women are always late.
Women are always late. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You could see your partner maybe putting lipstick on and going, you're always overdoing it. Do you get me? And she's like, I just spent 1 second putting lipstick on, and it's for you. So whatever it is, we always prove ourselves right. I have this belief system that my kids are really freaking awesome kids. And then you can get another mum who can sit there and go, my boys are trouble. Geez, they're trouble. So even when Jack and Ben and they fuck up, I'll sit there and go, they're just on their journey. Do you get me? Or another mum who believes their kids are trouble guys. See, I told you they're trouble.
Yeah.
It's just how you say it.
Well, I mean, you've done something right, that's for sure, because your kids are amazing.
Thank you. They
so
are.
It's like it's proof. Proof is in the pudding.
Yeah,
is that the same?
Proof is in the pudding. There's an apple doesn't fall far from the tree. What it is, I had to be the leader. I had to be the change. So we're very good at telling our kids what to do, and we're not doing it ourselves. And when you've got a kid like Jack, or a young man like Jack who's 18, and he's mirror of me, so he's my biggest teacher. He doesn't let me get away with shit, this kid, right? So if I'm lying to myself, he'd go, all right, how's that working for you? What are you showing me now? And I'm like, piss off, mate. Stop coaching me. Fuck off. Anyway, he's amazing because he's a master coach, hypnotherapist. He was a hypnotherapist at the age of 14.
Really?
Yeah, because I went on this massive learning.
And
I was coming home going, whoa! He's like, I want to learn to do that. So he just came on this great journey with me. He's so cool. But I had to be that leader.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome.
I had to do it, and the ripple effect was, I was so ashamed of my body before I started going, I'm kind of cool. I'm kind of awesome. I taught my youngest son, Ben, at the age of 5, never to wear shorts again.
Wow.
Now he's 17 and will not show his legs.
Really?
Yep.
From your insecurity.
My insecurity, I gave it to him. So I can't sit there and I say it to him now, I go, you've got beautiful legs. Everyone told me I had beautiful legs too. I didn't believe them.
So, I mean, now if you were, it doesn't matter what you say to him because you were the one that instilled that into him. Does that?
So what he has to do now is he has to learn that it's safe unconsciously, because your conscious mind is only 5% of your brain. Your unconscious mind is 95% of your brain. So 5% you can sit there and go, I know my legs are okay. I don't know why I do this. Deep down in the unconscious mind, he has been instilled time and time and
it's
time.
not okay.
Yeah. So I used to hide my legs and I used to say to him, you've got your mummy's legs.
Oh, right.
And
okay.
then he went to school. I think he was 7 the last time he wore shorts, I think. So I think he must have been in grade 2 and he got laughed at.
Oh, no.
So
It just
it's just
reinforced.
concrete.
Yeah.
So, we've got to be careful what we say as mums. Oh, Ben, darling, you're just like your mummy. I hate my legs.
Yeah.
I'm telling him that, it's crazy. I didn't think of this. You don't think of it, but everyone does it. So when you become more aware of yourself and how really important you are, everybody's important. And my words had such depth and heaviness.
Yeah. And because you were the one he looks for support.
I'm his mummy. I'm his all and be all, especially between the ages of 0 and 7. I'm his mum.
Yeah.
I'm the love of his life. So if I sit there and say, this apple is an orange, he'll go, yep, that's an orange. Everyone else is wrong in the world, but that's an orange.
Yeah.
Because that's where they get their belief systems from. It's from us.
Yeah.
Isn't it crazy?
It is.
So
and I remember when we were recording that I was behind the camera and you said that the subconscious mind is 95% and the conscious mind is 5%. And you said, if you don't believe me, right, start concentrating on your breathing, like what you're doing.
Yeah, you fuck it up.
And I did fuck it up. I was behind the camera like,
I know.
I forgot how to breathe.
Yeah, and you think of all your beliefs. And so take it back to Ben, who has his belief system that he can't show his legs. His unconscious mind is saving him. It's saving him from being teased.
Ridicule. And
even though that was when he was 7, the unconscious mind goes, nope, I ain't putting you through that again. That hurt. That's not safe. Do you get me? So that what he needs to do is he needs to go into his unconscious mind and go, unconscious mind, is it safe for me to release this limiting belief? Is it safe?
Yeah.
So right now, the age of 17, with all the hormones going and, so insecure about his body, his unconscious mind's like, nope.
So
try me again when you're 25. Try me again another day. Do you get me? So, yeah. Sorry, Ben, for fucking you up, but I'm trying to unfuck you up. That's good job.
Yeah.
And we do have to mess our kids up as well, because if we wrap them up in cotton wool, they don't have those coping mechanisms for when they leave.
That's true. The whole thing about bullying, I think it's healthy to a certain extent.
And you know what? I think bullying's been taken out of concept. It's like, I got bullied today. Why? What happened? Oh, he called me fat. That's not bullying.
Yeah, no.
That's calling you a name. Tell the person to fuck off, right? Yeah. Bullying is when it's a harmful, something's happened. You feel trapped and you can't get out of that situation. And I love going to schools and I love talking to kids about bullying and bullies. If you've got a bully up against you, look them in the eye and count to 10. But when you look at that kid in the eye, count to 10, but look at them with softness, not the same way they're looking at you. Because a bully needs more love than ever before. Because they're taught to be bullies. Who are they learning it from? Home. Yeah. So if they're not safe at home, they'll do everything in their power to feel safe at school.
They need to control something.
They have to control it because they're out of control at home. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
And to be able to teach that to kids, that's massive.
Oh, yeah, it's powerful.
It's very, very powerful to teach them why and how to actually avoid it as well. It's incredible.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
So you go around to schools doing that as well?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So I've been going to schools, plus I get a lot of families. So I'm a family freedom protocol practitioner, which I teach this as well. I love going into families' homes, sitting in there And you can see all the triggers. You can see all the negative anchors. Mum's voice, that pissed you off. I can see that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you can say to mum, okay, don't use that tone. Don't use that word. You know, use a different word because all it's going to do is going to piss your kid off or whatever, you know, your wife or whatever. And you can actually see the dynamics of the family. It's fantastic. It's really
But it's
good.
hard for them to change permanently, right? Like
No, it's instant.
Is it?
Instant.
But I mean, on the ongoing, they might change where you are now with them.
Instant.
Why?
And I tell you why. It's because your unconscious mind will always keep you safe. When you make that decision, when your unconscious mind decides, actually, it's safer to change instantly, it's like a no-brainer. But it does take 30 days. So what happens is you have to repeat this for 30 days.
Okay.
So say, for instance, Nick, I say to you, what's your biggest limiting belief? Go. Go on. What's your biggest limiting belief?
That I can't exercise in the morning.
Okay. So is your unconscious mind ready to release that limiting belief?
No.
Okay, why not?
Because it's comfortable to not do it.
Yeah. So how's it working for you not exercising in the morning?
Well, not that good. Not great.
It's not great?
It's not great.
Would you like to change it? Would you like it to be easy?
I would like it to be easy.
Yeah. Why?
Because it'll create a better relationship with my partner.
Ah. So is your partner more important than you exercising? Yes or no? Quick, yes or no?
I want to say no, because if I'm not healthy, then I can't give to my partner what I need
That's
to
right.
give.
So she's your massive leverage right now,
Yeah.
right? Work on that.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, I'm sweating. You made me sweat.
my pleasure. You're welcome.
Quick fire shots.
I know. Well, if you're thinking about it, you're conscious.
Yeah.
Your unconscious mind's all-knowing. So exercising in the morning can take 5 minutes. We have to do a stretch, I don't know, like jog on the spot, whatever. So if your unconscious mind goes, yeah, I'm ready to do it, cool. Well, what's your unconscious mind need to know to safely release that old limiting belief you can't exercise in the morning? What does it need to know? Go.
That if I do it, it's gonna be a better place.
Yeah.
With,
So does that feel safer, a better place than, oh, I could be a shit lover?
yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
So you just learnt that belief. Who'd you learn that belief system from?
Well, I think my body. I want to say my body doesn't feel.
Dad, mum, brothers, sister, uncle.
I guess my family's never been morning people. Maybe that's what.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
And that's a belief system.
Yeah.
Oh, we're just not morning people.
Yeah.
Do you get me? It's
Yeah.
a belief system. So you've just proved yourself right. You start going, hang on, I may not be a morning person, but
Yeah.
I'm a morning exercise person. All you need to do is 5 minutes and you'll feel better about yourself. You do an action. So what I would tell you right now, get up, do 5-star jumps. That's an action. Yay, I can exercise for less than 5 minutes. It's great. And then every single day, whatever your learning is for 30 days, you repeat it. Yeah, I can exercise in the morning. I exercise in the morning. I exercise in the morning. Why? Why do we do this? Because at a cellular level, we have 7 billion trillion cells in our body, and they all hold the memory and they all hold our belief systems. Takes 30 days to die off a cell. So every given day, second, or whatever, you get a new cell, you're implementing the new belief system. That's why what I do is different. You work with the conscious, the unconscious, at an energy and a cellular level.
Wow.
So it's 30 days.
That's
30
what
days might be a little bit
to
hard.
change a habit. I get it.
Yeah, 100%. Exactly right. So it's 30 days. So for me to change something in the house, my boys used to fight really, really badly. They're only like 12 months, 3 weeks apart. Massive, like fighting, kicking, screaming. It was hot. And as a mother, you hate it. You hate it, right? And when I would scream and yell and rant and rave, go, stop fucking fighting. And they would just, then I'd be involved and I had to change something. So I got a fart machine, right? So I would play this fart machine and they would laugh. Now they're so anchored to not fighting that if they start getting a little bit heated and have an argument,
they'll start laughing.
One will start laughing. And it's so funny. And I'm like, my job is done, right?
Thank you. Yes.
All your parents out there, you are welcome. Yeah. So it's just an anti-trigger.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, but that took 30 days. That took 30 days for me to press this fart machine.
That's cool.
Get me? It was like, Have you got a minute every day to press a fart machine, or do you want to handle your kids freaking trying to kill themselves for the rest of their lives?
And to be present.
Have to be present.
You have to see. You have to acknowledge what's going on as well.
Yeah, and you know what? For me, I battle with that because I've never been present in my life. We're always taught, you need to have a think about that. Have a think about that. Oh, what are you doing tomorrow? What are you doing later on? So I was trained really well not to be in the moment. So what did you want me to talk about? That being present.
Yes.
So being present is one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself and give to people around you and your family, because it will innately let people feel in their energy field that you are there with them. I had to practice this because I didn't know what presence meant. I didn't know what it meant because we're trained to think about things. Oh, what are you doing tomorrow? What are you doing later? Oh, let's do this, let's do that. So for me, my boys, when they were little, used to say to me, hey, Mummy, do you want to watch a movie? I'd be like, sure. Watch a movie. I'd be doing the ironing at the same time. I'd go do the dishes at the same time. And they'd be like, Mummy, watch the movie. I'm like, I'm standing right here. I'm doing the dishes. I'm watching it. And I'd be arguing with a 9-year-old that I'm watching a movie. And they're like, no, you're not. I just want you to sit here. Hence why Ben put his hand on my leg and said, I love it when you're sick. And because he said, because you're still. We need to be still. So it's a practice, right? So if you guys want to know how to be present, I've got a little trick. What I would do if I had to be present with somebody, and I used to find it very hard to look in someone's eyes because I would be scared that they'd look in mine. Because when you don't like yourself, you don't want anyone really seeing you. Because I had this big mask on. So I would stay here in between your eyebrows. So if I look at in between your eyebrows right now, Nick, it actually looks like both my eyes are staring at both eyes instead of looking at one and the other. You're welcome. Second one, right? The second one it's called 4-4-4-4. I breathe in for the count of 4. I hold it for 4. I breathe out for 4, and I hold for 4. And that's also a really great tip for when you are starting to go into anxiety or overwhelm. Because overwhelm and anxiety is just fear. It's a fear about what's going to happen. And fear is bullshit because fear is an illusion. It's a what if. You don't even fucking know what's going to happen in a minute's time, but we're so worried about it. What's with that? Do you get me? And then we have these little movies in our heads, and then next thing we manifest it because we're focusing on it so much. And then our unconscious mind goes, this is going to happen, and we'll create it. So what if we could do that in the positive? Yeah.
I'm notorious for that. If someone gives me half an answer, my brain automatically goes and fills in the rest.
Yeah, and you fill it in from the rest, from all your past hurts, your past shame, your past anger, past sadness. I still fall into that. So if someone says to me, hey, I need to ring you, I'm like, oh shit.
What's happening?
What have I done?
Yeah, right.
It's straight away.
Or like, we need to talk.
But we need to talk. I'm like, and the worst is, can I talk to you tomorrow? Fuck no, now. I'm like, let's talk. What's why?
That is so brilliant. I'm glad I'm not the only one.
I think everybody's like that. Like, do you hate me? What have I done? We're all the same. So that's when I go, wait, hang on. Breathe in, hold, breathe out, hold, do it 4 times. It just brings you back to your breath, brings you back to your presence.
And I think if we can bring that just to a business sense, I think a good business person is someone that resolves the problem or resolves the situation there and then.
100%. I agree with that.
Take it home.
I agree with that. So I believe in my business, I'm a solution person. I help you find a solution. And I don't want to find a solution in a week's time or 10 years or a year's time. I want to do it now. Find it. Because we're led to believe that it takes a long time to find the answer. Yeah. I'm calling bullshit. Yeah. I call absolute bullshit on it. Because when we were born, we knew the answers. I'm hungry, cry. There's your answer. If I cry, she's going to feed me. If I'm bored in bed and I'm a newborn,
Yeah.
Oh, mummy, hi. You know what I mean? Hello. I knew that would work. We have the solution.
Yeah.
And then we're taught that we don't have the solution. Adults know better than you.
Mm.
I can tell you right now, my kids know me more than I've ever known myself. It's like you. You think of your parents. You know your mum and your dad. You know when they're lying to you. You know when they're lying to themselves.
Yeah.
And it shits you.
Mm-hmm.
It pisses you off because you feel that, well, why don't you trust me?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
100%, right? So then we end up belief system like, maybe people can't trust me. Maybe I don't trust my own thoughts.
That is the worst place to be.
100%. Maybe I don't trust myself in this. So then you start getting advice from everybody else. And they're giving you advice from their shitty freaking past, from their past hurts, pains, all that. Do you get me? And then you're completely fucked up. And that's when you ring Emma Romano. and you go, Emma, I need some timeline reset, please.
And also with that gut instinct, when you get into that trap, you don't believe your gut instinct anymore.
Yeah, that's when you just know.
You are so fucked at that point.
You're so fucked then. Your gut instinct. Your first brain is actually your gut brain.
Yeah.
And it's your second brain.
Yeah.
And this one is a great brain, but it's kind of a bit simple. It wants to keep things simple, your unconscious mind. It's your 5% conscious mind that wants to complicate everything.
Yeah.
And it's funny because when people go through really basic process that has massive change, they go, is that it? I'm like, yeah. And I go, I didn't even use a hard word. Didn't even use a complicated vocab word. It was just, it's so basic.
Well, we've got years and years of filing data that we've seen, not even things we've experienced, maybe just what we've seen or heard or read, or all these senses, right? We have this, it's stored data. And then when something's happening, your gut says like, it's pulling data from here, and saying, this happened at this time, this happened that. If we put all this stuff together, just be aware that something bad or something good's going to happen.
Yep.
Right? I read that somewhere.
And I've got this massive belief system of this. If something is going to happen and it goes wrong or something could be wrong, I would rather deal with it at that time than worry about it for a week beforehand. Because I've got other shit to do. I've got stuff like see people, travel the world. I've got things like make great passionate love to my husband. He's very hot, by the way. And
he's a real man.
He's a real man. He's a very centered real man. Yeah, I was very blessed. Fuck if I know how I won that one.
There's not many real men
no,
left.
there's not.
You got one.
Scored. The first one was a dickhead, but that's okay. Sorry, but I learnt my lesson.
It was just practice.
It was practice. The second one was better than the first one. But I didn't know, seriously. But I did get 2 amazing freaking boys from my first husband. Thank you. What was I saying?
You have a theory that...
I have a theory. So what it is, I could sit there for a week and worry about something that could happen next week. Or I could sit there and enjoy my life and deal with the present. And then if something happens, I deal with it then. Because I'd rather deal with something for a day or a couple of hours than maybe a month or 6 months. It's, the what ifs.
Yeah. Take
out the assuming. I assumed what people were thinking and doing. I took that out early last year. And that changed my world. It's amazing. Oh, people will sit there and go, oh, look, I think he'll do that. How do you know? How do you know what he's going to do? I don't know what I'm going to do in the next 5 minutes. I don't even know what's going to come out of my mouth next, let alone know what you're going to say next or do. Do you get me? So I think being present is a great practice to bring on.
Yeah. How do you do that? How did you remove the assumptions?
I still have to work with it every given second because it's natural. Oh, what are they going to think?
Because
we're taught that.
Because I think we extrapolate the data of people's behaviors, and we think that people don't change.
So I ask myself really good quality questions. So this is the thing. We only work with the conscious mind, the 5%, when we're telling it. We're working with the unconscious mind when we ask a question. So I ask this. This is what I ask myself. I got this from Tony Robbins. Is it true? That's what I ask myself. And then I usually go, I don't know. Then what the fuck are you worrying about it for?
Oh, that's good.
That's it. I just
I like
ask
that.
myself
That's
good
good,
quality questions. And as a mum, I used to be a really good mum, but a tyrant one. Now I'm a really fucking amazing mum because I stopped telling my kids what they should be doing.
Yeah.
I started asking them a question. What do you need? Jack on Sunday night comes and goes, I'm just so bloody angry with everything. I went, what do you need? Because I don't know. I said, well, if you don't know, I don't fucking know. Do you need to go for a run? Like, what do you need? And he goes, oh, yeah, I think I need to, like, just touch a tree. Well, there's about 3 of them out the back, mate. Like, off you go. But as a mother, if I said to him, go hug a tree, he'd be like, fucking fairy bullshit, bloody fucking hippie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He knows what he needs.
Yeah.
He's a young man. As a mother, you want to tell them what they need, but let them figure it out themselves. That makes sense.
Because we don't want them to hurt the way we did when we made that mistake.
And how dare us take that freaking journey away from them? Because if anybody had taken the journey away from me of having MS, I would sit there and I'd go, you asshole.
Yeah.
Because without MS, I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you. Do you know what I mean? And this is a privilege and an honor, Nick. And I wouldn't have that privilege and honor of teaching worldwide and taking clients through. Exactly. I look at it every day.
Yeah.
Several times a day. You know, it's huge work.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have had that. I'd still be a receptionist at the chiropractic clinic. I loved that job, but that's not where I was meant to be.
Yeah.
I'm meant to be helping people on a massive scale. And I'm supposed to be helping you by asking you really good quality questions.
And take action. You took action.
I am a huge action taker. In fact, I'll say yes and just kind of work it out later. Yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah.
I'll go yes, and then I go, oh shit.
God damn it.
Now I have to go to New York and talk. Like far out. You know, it's like, brilliant. Yeah, you need to get out of your comfort zone.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
Emma, thank you so much.
My pleasure.
For coming on and doing this. It's been awesome.
I loved it. Thank you.
Ever since we started this podcast, you were the one that I had in mind to come on.
Really?
Yeah, because I just knew it was going to be awesome.
Is that because I'm funny as fuck?
And you're awesome as well.
Oh, thank you.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks, guys. It's been a privilege and honor. I love it. Thank you.
I'm glad we connected last year.
Oh, me too. I knew as soon as I walked in, I was like, great guy. And Jack and Spot are great. I have to ask my son, Jack, sometimes I go, what do you think of this? He's like, nope. He's so freaking black and white and so in tune with himself. And I said, Nick, he goes, good guy. And I'm like, okay, so we can be friends. He goes, yeah. So when I said I'm doing this podcast, he goes, who with? I went, he goes, good guy.
You should have brought him. I thought you were going to bring him.
I was going to, but he's got a new job today. He started at McDonald's. He's got to go the intro thing today.
We should have him on and see. And
oh, he would love it.
Yeah,
he would love it. He crews with me.
Yeah.
So when I do big workshops, he's got big freaking burly men yelling at him like he's their father and stuff. He's amazing.
That's awesome.
He's incredible.
That's
incredible
awesome.
Kid.
Let's do this again. Let's get him on, and then
I would love to do this again.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, it's fun.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Thanks for inviting me. It's huge.
Enjoyed it too.
Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it.